I'd like to mention how glad I am to be standing here right now. Being able to be here today on stage talking to you all means one very important thing. I am done with high school. I don't have to deal with any more SATs or APs or ELCTs or whatever. I don't have to sit through 7-hour-long periods every day. I don't have to get a pass just to go to the restroom, and thankfully, I'll never have to go to a senior meeting again. Don't get me wrong though, lots of cool things happened over the past 4 years. We survived the end of the world in 2012, which, if anyone asks, definitely did happen. Or at least it did when Miley Cyrus worked at the VMAs. We had Party Rock Anthem, Gangnam Style, and Thrift Shop. We had Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad, and How I Met Your Mother. And back here, we held tailgates for football games, or, as I like to think of them, free food. We heard Mr. Corrigan crush it in Greece, and we even had a pep rally that turned into a rave. But compared to what lies ahead for all of us, high school is far from being the highlight of our lives. From now on, we're going to have so much newfound freedom in our lives that it's almost staggering to think about. This freedom is both a gift and a responsibility, since it's up to each of us to use this freedom to find our own way to happiness in our lives. What is happiness, though? Is it having your dream job? Is it finding your significant other? Paying off your student loans? 12-hour Netflix marathon? Serotonin and endorphins? How can we find out what makes our lives meaningful and happy? Well, let me tell you a small story. There was once a young man who had a pretty normal, boring life. For him, every day was just a cycle of work and sleep, work and sleep. But then one day, he decided he wasn't very happy with this, and he decided to do something about it. So he took the next obvious step. He booked a plane ticket to Nepal to find a monk to tell him how to find happiness. On arrival, he asked around and found that deep in the Himalayas, a wise old monk lived on top of a mountain. So the young man bought some hiking gear and he embarked on a week-long journey to find this wise monk. When he finally reached the top of the mountain, he saw a small temple, and walking in, saw the old monk meditating. Exhausted, the young man prostrated himself on the ground and cried aloud, "Oh, great sage, please tell me how I can achieve happiness." And to this, the old monk slowly turned towards him and said, "Malay mafagara tabayim kivani." So it turns out that the young man didn't speak a word in Nepali, but he was just convinced that he had just heard the secret to happiness. So, keeping the phrase in his mind, he made the week-long journey back, bought a Nepali English dictionary, and found out that that phrase, "Malay mafagara tabayim kivani," roughly translates to, "I'm sorry, what did you say?" Moral of the story? Carry around the dictionary to translate things if you're ever in a foreign country. Still, this probably wouldn't have helped the young man though, because if you think about it, how can an old Nepali monk in the middle of nowhere know what would make the young man happy? He probably doesn't even know what an iPhone is. Talking to that old monk was a complete waste of time. However, there was one benefit. Ever since he spent 2 weeks hiking in the Himalayas, the young man discovered that he actually loved to hike. Back home, he found some hiking buddies, started spending his weekends going on hiking trips, and his life was suddenly way more interesting and fun. If he had never made that trip to Nepal, he would have never discovered his love for hiking. If we want to find out how we can be happy in our own lives, sometimes we may need to just go out on a limb and try something we've never done before. Life is too short for us not to, and what the heck, YOLO, right? There's no one-size-fits-all secret to obtaining happiness in our lives. Everyone's different. Find out what your passion is and follow through. It may be difficult at times. Life doesn't always make it easy for you to do what you want to do, but don't give up. If life knocks you down, pick yourself right up and keep on going. And as I conclude, I'd like to read an excerpt from a literary masterpiece by the highly esteemed Dr. Theodore Geisel. You may know him better as Dr. Seuss. This is all the places you'll go. Congratulations! Today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes, and you can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you are the guy who'll decide where to go. Where will you go? As I look around this auditorium, I know that there's an enormous amount of potential within all of you. We are fortunate to have grown up here in Johns Creek, where we have been given so many opportunities and choices for our futures. Any of us could conceivably go anywhere and do anything we want, so don't squander this gift. Follow your dreams, and if you do, your future will be, as the great Barney Stinson would say, legend, wait for it, dare it. And so, be your name Bucksbum or Bitsy or Gray or Mordecai Ali and Alan O'Shea, you're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way.